Hey, what's up guys? I am your host, SmokeyBloons, and this is King of the Hill. Okay guys, we're here in game number 1, and this is a rematch between Ryan Zhu and the Prime19. Ryan Zhu again with 300, whoa, not enough time to see their battle scores, but basically the Prime19 has about 1300 wins and I think 300 losses, something like a 3 to 1 or 4 to 1 to 5 to 1 ratio. And both players going for farm economies. Oh my gosh, farm versus farm. This is so exciting guys. So I think both these guys are pretty high level. Once you get really high level, you sort of realize that farms are maybe the way to go in King of the Hill, or even in just the regular Bloons Tower Defense battles. Basically, but more so for King of the Hill, just because ice stalling is not allowed. So without ice stalling, farms are so strong. And wow, farm versus farms is so exciting because if you watch Ryan Zhu versus Ice Bucket battles, you saw Ryan get completely destroyed by various farm rushes on this map. So I think Ryan is adjusting and going farms himself, because it's a lot easier to defend farm rushes if you use farms. You can just sell 1 or 2 farms, and that will help you with the defense. You can get like maybe 5 or 6 ricochets if you sell all your farms. And Ryan's losing quite a few lives here. Yeah, definitely quite a few lives lost by Ryan. But yeah, farm vs farm, so exciting. And also, rematch guys. So if you guys watched, I think it was episode 3 or 2 of King of the Hill, Ryan played the Prime19 and Ryan won pretty convincingly with his ice stalling strategy. But now, ice stalling is banned, so Ryan has to revert to, I guess, a farm strategy. Excuse me. A farm strategy, just because I guess both these guys think that farm strategies are really good on small maps. So yeah, this may be payback, and it might be revenge for the Prime19, or will Ryan Zhu whip him down again? I'm so excited to see. I think Prime19 has waiting so long for this rematch, and now he finally gets a chance, and also gets a chance when arguably Ryan is at a weaker point. Ryan is, no, not arguably, Ryan is definitely weaker than when he was allowed to do ice stalling. Basically his ice stalling strategy was pretty much unstoppable, I would have to say, if he did it perfectly. If he didn't make any mistakes, he could easily go no lives lost on every single map except for Hydro Dam. But now that he doesn't have his ice stall to fall back on, can he beat the Prime19 again? Can he show that he deserves that initial win? I shouldn't say like that, but certainly the ice stall was helping Ryan win a lot of the earlier games. So round 6, nobody getting more defenses up. So these guys don't care about losing lives, and the thing is that you know, farm vs farm is so cool, so interesting, because both guys don't send any balloons. So you often don't need as much defense because you don't have your opponent attacking you. But on the flip side, you can't afford to not get defense up because your opponent can go for a big rush. In fact, an even bigger rush than if they did have, if they didn't have farms. So what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, because you don't see any economy balloons, you may only need a little bit less defense. But at the same time, you need the defense up anyway, because if your opponent sees you don't have any defense, he can just rush you with a huge farm rush. And farm vs farm is so interesting guys, like it's really high level farm vs farm. This is the first time we get to see it in King of the Hill, but I know a lot of other good players have definitely played a lot of farm vs farm games. But finally us, you know, we get to see farm vs farm and see what sort of combinations can come out of this, you know, the crossfire of these two strategies. So now we're getting up to the interesting rounds 12, round 13, camera rushes, rainbow rushes. And I wonder if anybody's going to do a rainbow rush. Ryan is definitely in the lead at the moment because he has got 4 farms to the Prime19's 3, so he's definitely hitting the economy. And I guess the rest of the Prime19's money is going towards defense. So you can see here, Prime is getting a lot of defense up, getting completely ready for that round 13 rainbow rush. Is either side going for a rainbow rush? No, neither side going for Rainbow Rush. So these guys are going to continue on with their farm economy, and there it is, Ryan's 5th farm coming up. And the Prime19 also quickly gets his 4th farm, so he's caught up in the economy now. But looks like I think Ryan needs some more defense up for this Ceramics. I don't think he has enough defense. Oh! Ryan's going for a huge Rainbow Rush here. This is huge. And Prime has sold one of his farms, 2 of his farms with defense. No, there's no way this Rainbow Rush is doing anything. This is going to be defended easily. 5 ricochets up. Holy cow. And that was all of Ryan's economy gone. So Ryan should easily lose this game now. He just has no defense versus anything. He can't even defend versus ceramics. Look at this. The Prime 9 sending some ceramics, and there's no way Ryan can defend this. GG for both sides. Rainbow and ceramics. GG to the Prime 9. And indeed, it should be GG. And there it is, GG. The Prime 9 takes the first game against Ryan Zhu in an epic farm vs farm game. Ryan Zhu, I would say blundering if anything. I don't think he should have gone for that Rainbow Rush. But he chose to go for the Rainbow Rush and also a delayed Rainbow Rush, which is really interesting. He went for Rainbow Rush on round 14 instead of round 13. I'm not too sure why I did that. But anyway, the first game goes to the Prime 9. Let's go to game 2. Okay, we're here in game number 2. And interestingly, Ryan has chosen Temple as a second map. So another small map, very, very similar to cards. And we may see farms versus farms again. I'd be so excited if we get to see another farms versus farm game, just to see what other combinations there can be in farms versus farms. Because I felt like that Rainbow Rush in the first game was actually almost a bit of a letdown. Because I really expected Ryan to know better, and for him to know that Rainbow Rushing doesn't really work when your farms also have farm Rainbow Rushes don't work when your opponent also has farms, because they can get the defense up so easily. Because you can see in the previous game, the Prime 9 had like 5 ricochets, which is just plenty of defense. So the Prime 9 is taking his time to choose his towers here. I think he's deciding if he wants to go farms again or if he should go for another strategy. We'll see in this game. So let's see what towers these guys show up with. Good luck from both players. And I think this is going to be a farm from Ryan. His mouse pointer is in the odd spot. And there it is, farms and versus farms again for both players. So we get another farm versus farm rematch. This is fantastic. I love seeing farm versus farm. This is, these are new strategy guys that we don't get to see very much except from very, very high level players. I doubt you guys in your quick battles get to see farms very often, but this is awesome, guys. I'm so excited for this. Okay, so Prime 9 changing it up. He decided to go for some red group balloons this time to do a bit of attacking. And this has forced Ryan to get that bomb tower up. Whereas Ryan is not attacking at all and just going completely pure farm economy. So there's probably going to be a bit of, not too much action in the early stages, while both these guys just get their farm economies up, and then the action will start picking up on round 12. So some of you might know that these videos are actually commentated quite a bit later. They're commentated maybe up to a week or even 2 weeks later than when they were played. And so I'm guessing most of you guys can see, if you go to the King of the Hill thread, you'll probably see that, well, first of all, you already see the results of this game, but you would also see that actually the Prime 9 is a knight now as well. So the Prime 9 has requested to become a knight, and he has been accepted by Ryan Zhu. And yeah, so now the Prime 9 is a knight. So now you can challenge Ryan Zhu, the Prime 9, and Anacondaz, any one of those three. And if you beat them in a best of 5 series, you will become a Nobleman. Interesting here, Ryan is only using a 1-3 ricochet, whereas the Prime 9 is using a 2-3 ricochet. Just saving a little bit of extra money. And this is probably, yeah, there it is, see? It's going to let him get that farm just like a split second faster. I love these little corners that you can cut in farm vs farm. So I guess I should tell you a little bit about the process of becoming a knight. Usually there's only 2 criteria to be a knight. One is that you're a good player, and I think we all realize that the Prime 9 is a very, very excellent player with a very, very impressive win-loss record. And the second thing you need to be able to do is be able to record games. So you just need to be able to record games and be a very, very good player, and you can go talk to Ryan Zhu and ask him to apply to be a knight if you want to be. And he'll probably accept and let you be a knight. The cool thing about being a knight is that, one, you get to challenge all these amazingly good players, because usually it's very skilled players that come and challenge on King of the Hill. And so as a knight, you sort of have the first opportunity to play a lot of these very, very skilled players. And yeah, secondly, you obviously have the prestige of being a knight and King of the Hill, which is always a very prestigious thing to have. showing that you definitely have that minimum skill level requirement. Okay guys, so up to round 8. Ryan Zhu getting a ricochet for the round 8 the round 8 regrow yellow defense, whereas the Primo 9 is using the mortar. So usually this would indicate that Ryan doesn't have a mortar, because I think if he did, he would go for the mortar. So this probably indicates he's going for a village as his camo detection, as opposed to the mortar, which is kind of interesting. So that means that, well, it doesn't really mean anything. Both the village and the mortar are very, very good defenses versus camo balloons. Village is slightly better on this map because usually one mortar is not enough, so you often have to have 2 mortars to cover the whole track. And you can do a camo pink rush that can hurt quite a few of your opponent's lives. But and so you often find that actually having 2 mortars is actually more expensive than a single village. And there's the village. And ooh! So that was actually a great little attack there by the Primo 9. I wish he sent a few less rainbow camo pinks, but a great little attack. Although I think it cost him 1 farm to do that attack. So, although it cost him 1 farm to do that attack, and it cost Ryan 1 farm to defend it. And this is the sort of high level stuff you see with farm vs farm, is that a lot of selling and buying farms. Often, you know, it takes selling a few farms to do the attack, and selling usually less farms to defend the attack, but you have to react really, really fast. If you don't react fast enough, then you just can't defend. So, farm vs farm, I feel like is very much like a Western showdown. I think that's what's cool. It's, you know, in the Western movies where the 2 cowboys, they take 3 steps backwards, then they turn around or something, and they say count to 3, and they quick draw, and they shoot the... Oh, here we go! So a quick little ceramic rush by the Primo 9, and oh, just a few lost by Ryan, but he didn't actually have to sell any farms for that, which is quite good for him. So he's still ahead in the economy. But yeah, it's like, maybe a quick draw is not the best example, maybe like more like poker. So you sort of like, sometimes you're bluffing a lot. You want to bluff and make your opponent sell too many farms to defend, whereas you're actually not attacking with that much. And Ryan is just going, oh okay, I see. So he put the bomb towers too far forward and they weren't in range of his village. So he doesn't get the price decrease, so he wanted to sell it to get it in range of his village. That makes sense. But yeah, basically farm vs farm is a lot of, oh, it's really hard to describe, but it's a lot of like bluffing, it's a lot of reacting quickly. You know, if you do a huge farm rush, you can actually start the rush without selling the farms, and then sell the farm after you start the rush. So this way it gives your opponent the least amount of time to respond. And then it's up to your opponent to always be watching that beginning of the track, so that if you see any rainbow balloons or Moabs come through, you react instantly and sell a couple of farms to get the defense up. But then you can take that one step further and actually do a fake rush that makes your opponent overreact and make him sell too many farms, and then he just has like no more economy left. So farm vs farm is just so crazy. Okay guys, back to this game. So both these guys seem to have enough defense for around 18 Moabs. Ryan, I think he definitely has enough money to get the Moab Mauler, but he just chose not to because his opponent's not sending any attacking Moab, so there should be no need to. And round 20 is usually a big time for big rushes. Oh, Ryan's getting a lot of bomb towers up. So I feel like the Primo 9 sort of has to attack soon, because the more time he lets go by, the less defense. So the more defense that Ryan will have, the further ahead he will get in economy. Oh, so here's a big rush by the Primo 9. So Ryan is getting a lot of bomb towers up, 5 bomb towers. I think Ryan's gonna sell, yeah, he sells all those farms. He gets even more bomb towers up. So, oh, I think I see a ceramic getting through. Down to, oh, that was so close, but just at the very end there, that ceramic, ceramic just got through at the very end. Oh, I think that was just such a huge blunder by Ryan. I think he could have easily defended that. He just had to sell his farms more quickly. I think he thought he could defend it by just selling 3 of his farms, not all of them. But, I mean, with the Primo 9 doing such a huge attack, he should have just sold all of his farms and put it all into defense. But, and he did that in the end, but it's just a little bit too slow, I think. I think he'd have done it a little bit faster and get those 4-2 bomb towers up a bit quicker, and that would have definitely been enough to defend versus that initial bunch of Moabs at the start. So just not quite the fast enough reaction by Ryan Zhu, and now he's down 2-0 versus the Primer 9. Looks like the Primer 9 is maybe set to take out the series. Alright, let's go to game 3. Okay, we're here in game number 3, and Ryan Zhu has chosen Plutonium Mines, the biggest map out of all the maps in Bloons TD Battles. So I think he's pretty sick of the small maps. He's sick of losing these farm vs farm battles. I think he had a really good chance in that previous match. If he just defended just a little bit better, he would have stopped those Moabs. Although that second BFB was pretty dangerous as well. It's hard to tell. Good luck from both players, and the bomb tower boomerang strategy from both players as well. So again, a little bit of a lull in the start of the game here, guys. Until about round 12, round 13 is when things start to pick up a little bit. So what should we talk about? Let's talk about the new iOS Bloons Tower Defense Battles. I have tried it. Unfortunately, I only have a tiny little iPhone 4. I don't have an iPad, and I don't have, well, yeah, just I guess an iPad mini or an iPad normal size. And so actually, it's really hard for me to play. I found it really hard to play Bloons Tower Defense Battles on the iOS version. Yeah, like it's just really hard to send balloons, really hard to upgrade and sell stuff. You can't really react fast to stuff, so you kind of just have to put the towers in and hope it does, hope it works the best from the very beginning. And oh, this balloon might get past. Oh no, never mind. So because you can't react as fast to things, I feel like it's a little bit less skill. It's mainly about build orders. As long as you get the best tower combination down at the start, you're pretty much set to go. Oh, is this green balloon gonna get past the Primer 9? Oh, is that balloon got past? No, again, that was just a problem with the graphics. I call it screen lag. There was some screen lag there. So yeah, I haven't actually played any Bloons Tower Defense Battles iOS. I played like I think less than 10 games, and of those 10 games, I've lost like way too many than I'd like to admit. I think I've lost like at least 2 or 3 games, which is a lot more than I thought I would lose, given that I have all this experience from playing the computer version of Bloons Tower Defense Battles. But it's just really hard to play at the start when you don't have the level 3 towers. Okay, so round 6 here. Ryan's going for a Black Rush, and the Primer 9 also going for Black Rush. So both players going for Black Rush. Will either side lose any lives? This is a pretty key, actually a pretty key round in the big maps, because round 6 is usually the best opportunity for you to do damage versus your opponent. And oh, I think some of these balloons might get through the Primer 9. Okay, I definitely see some balloons getting through on my screen. Oh, there it is! So the Primer 9 drops down to 147 lives. He tries to get that ricochet up to stop it in time, but he just could not do it. And now he's down by 3 lives. And this could be the nail in the coffin, guys. This could be it for the Primer 9. Ryan Zhu is very good at defending against any sort of rush all the way up to round 38. And we're going to have to see if the Primer 9 can do a rush versus Ryan Zhu. So both these guys with their boomer and their ricochet should be completely safe until round 12, when the camera balloons can be sent. And maybe, I think the Primer 9 should maybe like try to exploit Ryan's mortar positioning, or maybe he should go for maybe a ceramic rush to get some lives lost. I'm not too sure. As long as Ryan doesn't play too greedy, he should be completely fine and get to round 38 with no lives lost, especially on this map, the biggest map in the Bloons Tower Defense map pool. Yep, so both these guys getting their camera detection up for round 12. Very well done. And yeah, I think this is just a matter of like the Primer 9 going for a big attack and Ryan Zhu going for a defense. Because I don't think Ryan would do any attack. He knows that he's way far in the lead with this 3 lives advantage, so there's no reason for him to risk it all on some silly little attack that probably won't even kill his opponent. Will probably just cause a couple more lives lost. But why do you need to cause lives lost for your opponent if you're already ahead in lives? Okay, so round 13, no rainbow rushes by either player. Maybe I should just say no rainbow rushes by the Primer 9, as I think it would be complete suicide, absolute suicide for Ryan Zhu to go for rainbow rush right now. that would just be the best way to throw the game away. And so look at this, guys. So Ryan Zhu is saying there's natural stalling. This happens sometimes in the game. I really don't understand why, but sometimes you'll see there's no balloons on the map at all, and the next round won't start. This happens even more with ice stalling, and I don't actually mean like when the balloon's being stalled. I mean there's actually no balloons on the map at all, but for some reason the ice stalling just makes the round go even later. I don't know. Anyway, just be aware that natural stalling occurs sometimes in this game. Round 15, so Ryan definitely with his 4-0 bomb tower should have enough defense against any regrow ceramics. The Primal 9 definitely not seeing any of those. And yeah, I guess we're trying to wait for this big rush that the Primal 9 eventually going to send. And let's see if Ryan can defend it or not. If he can, he goes to come back 2-1. If he can't, then he's down 3-0 and he loses to the Primal 9, who becomes a Nobleman. Some of you guys might have already seen the result of this game in the King of the Hill thread. So if you have... Shh! Don't tell people in the comments. Actually, just don't tell results in the comments, period. That's like really sad for the guys that haven't seen these games yet. We don't want to spoil the games for other players. So please, no results in the comments, please. I don't know why I just gave you guys... that was pretty dumb of me to put the idea into your head. But anyway... The cat's out of the bag now. Please don't leave comments about the results in the comment section. So round 18, Ryan getting ready to upgrade his Moab to a Moab Mauler. He's probably trying to induce the Primal 9 to do a little rush, because I think he has enough money for that Moab Mauler, but he's just not going to upgrade it until he needs to. Just trying to do a little bit more to induce his opponent to attack him. And now round 20 is going to be pretty interesting, because BFBs can be sent, and that's when like some of the biggest rushes in the game can happen is on round 20 with the BFBs and the Moabs. But again, such a big map, so much money, so much time, so much defense. I don't think his attacks will get through Ryan. And it seems like the Primal 9 agrees, so he's not going to try for any attacks. He's just going to get some more economy balloons. Although, one attack that I learned from, I think it was Cerulean, or maybe Anacondaz. Anyway, I learned it from somebody. You can actually go for a ceramic, a regrow camo ceramic. And the reason why that's effective is because the first time, the ceramics are fast enough that the mortars don't hit them all. And so quite a few of them can actually get past the mortar the first time through. And so they go all the way around the track, and only after they've been popped the second time by this huge bend on the bottom left will the regrow ceramic get revealed. And so that gives the defending player a lot less time to pop that regrow ceramic. By now it's probably a little bit too late, but if you do it just right at the right timing and you send maybe some Moabs afterwards to sort of attract the focus fire of those Moab Maulers, you might just get 1 or 2 lives, or maybe even 5 or 10 lives down from your opponent. So that's something the Primal 9 could try, especially with a single the single mortar by Ryan Zhu. But other than that, I mean, just look at Ryan's defense, is so good. I don't see too much that can get through it. I can't remember if this game was played before or after the patch, where after round 30 the Moabs are double health and the BFB is double health and the Zonagaz is double health. But if this was played after the patch, there are some opportunities, maybe, for the Primal 9 to rush Ryan, because no one has really had enough time to experiment with what sort of rushes you can do on like round 35, round 34. Oh, here's a big camera rush by the Primal 9, and Ryan Zhu reacting very fast, getting that. Oh, that was close. Oh, that almost went through. Getting that second mortar up, reacting very well to that camo pink rush, and defending perfectly. So that was basically, I think, the Primal 9's one last hurrah, because now that he's used up quite a bit of his money, it's really going to be really hard to keep attacking while still maintaining enough defenses for his own defense. So yeah, so definitely play some Bloons TD Battles iOS if you have the iOS. I think they're out on Android now as well. So pretty cool. You can play on both. I'm a little bit sad that they're not connected with the Bloons TD Battles on the computer, but I mean that would be like such a mission to code that in, to try to connect the two quick battle systems. That actually no, this is ridiculous because they're actually completely different games. Like for example, in the mobile version you can only send 5 balloons at once, whereas in the computer you can send like 20 balloons at once. When I say at once, I mean like obviously, yeah, in one go across the bottom. You can see the balloons across the bottom of the screen there. So quite a bit of a difference in the games. You know, I think the computer Bloons TD Battles player would just completely own anybody who tries to play them from the mobile device. But yeah, just a really great game for Ninja Kiwi, and it just shows how much Ninja Kiwi is supporting Bloons TD Battles. Both the release of the iOS game and the recent patch shows that Ninja Kiwi is still paying a lot of attention to Bloons TD Battles. I mean, it's still their second or third most popular game, behind obviously Bloons TD Battles 5. And yeah, it's good that they're still patching the game, still trying to think of ways to prove it, and that's why you guys are here watching this game, and that's why I'm commentating this game, and that's why we all love Bloons TD Battles. I think it's a really, really great strategy game with a lot of high-level stuff. As we can see, these top players are showing us right here. A lot of room for skill in this game, indeed. But unfortunately, on some of the bigger maps like this, the game is pretty much solved. Like, it's definitely possible for somebody to go no lives lost against absolutely any attack that can come at them. So that essentially makes the game solved, at least for King of the Hill at least. It's not solved obviously for quick battles, where the games get really, really late. And now the Prime 9 just cannot find any way to win, so he surrenders. GG. Ryan Zhu takes that match. So it really was on that round 6 rush with those blacks, those 3 balloons getting through the Prime 9 is what decided this game. And as long as Ryan didn't make any stupid blunders and defended perfectly, which he did, there was no way for the Prime 9 to come back. He tried to do a cute little camo pink rush, but that wasn't very useful. And so that's GG right there. Now Ryan catching up one game, now only down 2-1. Let's go to game 4 to find out if Ryan can come back in this series. Okay, we're here in game number 4, and interestingly, the Prime 9 has chosen Rally as the 4th map. So he's chosen another big map, wanting to have a second go at Ryan on these big maps. And he hasn't chosen another small map like Hydro Dam, although Hydro Dam is not really, I mean it's a small map, but it's nowhere near similar at all to Temple and Cards. It's just a completely different thing, and you can't really, I mean you won't really see farm versus farm on Hydro Dam, so it's not really the same thing. So let's go check out this game on Rally. Now, let's see what happens if Ryan wins this, then they're squared 2-2, and they're going to play the deciding match on game 5. If the Prime 9 wins this, then he will obviously have won. He would win the 3-1, and that's it. What's interesting is actually if they draw on this map, because I feel like in the previous match, the Prime 9 was doing pretty good until he made that massive blunder and losing 3 lives. And so, if he manages to improve his play now, he would actually, it would actually be a draw, and that means that it'd be 2 wins for the Prime 9, 1 win for Ryan, and 1 draw. That's 4 matches, and then there's a 5th match, obviously. And if Ryan wins that 5th match, we actually get to have a tiebreaker. And oh! Is a balloon gonna get through? I see a balloon getting through. Oh, that was... Okay, so he hit it just at the end there. Wow, did you see that? At the very bottom, that red balloon was just like slowly trickling to the end, and that was... I felt like that was slowly like to the end of Ryan's death. But somehow he managed to save it with that with that boomerang hitting it at the very, very end there. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but whatever it was a very, very good save. And now these pinks by the Prime 9. And actually something else that's really interesting that I noticed is Ryan's boomerang position. Look at that. It's very, very different. it's different from what he used to use. I think he used to use a position that's very, very similar to what the Prime 9 is using now. Using that big ass hook around that bottom bend there. But now that he's positioned it like this, let me think. Yeah, it's just really, really different. He, one thing he gets to do is he gets to put his boomerang on last. Putting your boomerang on last is almost always better than putting it on first, because it always means that you're hitting into the balloons. Excuse me. And hitting into the balloons is always better than hitting with the balloons, because your ricochet just has a little bit more popping power. And now it looks obvious. Ryan looks very, very safe with these 3-0-0 monkeys. And Ryan is going crazy, crazy, crazy blacks. He's going pure black balloons to attack, and he's trying to cause the Prime 9 to lose some lives, like he did in the previous game. But so far, no lives lost by the Prime 9. And I think this map is actually even slightly easier to defend than Plutonium Mines. And okay, now with the ricochet up, Prime 9 has learnt from his last game. He's learnt what he needs to defend against these constant flow of blacks. And oh! A balloon's getting through! Ugh. But that ricochet gets it just in time. So that was quite a scary moment for Ryan. Almost losing a life there. So you see the sort of like the skill level that's required to adjust for King of the Hill. It's really, really hard to go no lives lost, even on a big map like this. And so there's these little things that you need to do to make sure you don't lose any lives. And that really increases the skill in this game by a lot, I think. So it's really, really cool. I think that this end of the game ends on round 38 causes these sort of outcomes. And so it was really good also to see that the Prime 9 adjusting his strategy, being a little bit safer and getting that ricochet up quite a bit earlier so that he doesn't lose to round 6 blacks. So both these guys have their mortars up. And still both guys on 150 lives. So I feel like, at least for Ryan, basically the one chance for him to lose lives is around round 6 and round 7. And that's usually why he gets the 3-0-0 boomerangs up, to try to defend against that as much as possible. Maybe you can go for like regrow blacks or regrow whites, maybe. But once you have that ricochet up, the ricochet is just so strong versus any sort of rush you can do. And I just feel like, yeah, after that it's just really, really hard to do a rush that can cause Ryan losing your lives. And the same sort of applies for the Prime 9, obviously. Both having very, very good defenses up and getting just the right balance of economy and defense. So, round 13, no Rainbow Rushes by either player. I think a Rainbow Rush was just completely suicidal on this big map. It's interesting that Ryan and the Prime 9 has slightly different defenses up for Rainbow Rushing. Ryan seems to like the bomb towers a bit more, whereas the Prime 9 likes to have the ricochets and using the Boomer Monkeys exclusively. Although he does have a bomb tower on 2-0 as well, so he's obviously getting ready to upgrade that to a 3-0 in case a Rainbow Rush comes. And now, for the round 15 ceramics, Ryan likes to get this 4-2 bomb tower, but the Prime 9 likes to get the Boomerang Monkey defense. And I actually like the Prime 9's defense a little bit more. I think it's a little bit cheaper, and you're always looking for ways to make a cheaper defense, because it means you can put the rest of that money into economy and get you further ahead for later game. So yeah, this game, it very, very well may be a draw. 150 lives for both players. Let's see here. Oh man, my throat's getting pretty dry, guys. I'm sorry. This is my third series that I commentated in a row. I think the Prime 9 made a mistake by selling a tower or something. I didn't quite see what Ryan was laughing at there. But yeah, I think he sold a tower and then remade it in the same spot. Probably just a misclick. But yeah, sorry guys, my throat's getting really, really dry, so I'm going to be sounding a bit more hoarse than I normally am. But yeah, this is my third Bloons TD Battles King of the Hill series I'm commentating. So this is my third best of 5. So this is like probably either like the 9th or 12th game or somewhere around there. Maybe like 10 or so games that I've commentated in a row, and I am getting pretty parched, guys. Yeah, so the previous 2 episodes and this one, they were all commentated in this one sitting. I just wanted to get a bunch of videos out today for Super Mahjong Mode to upload. So yeah, let's bring you more games for you guys to see. Okay, so round 19 here. A couple of Moabs for the Primo 9 and a couple of Moabs for Ryan Zhu as well. And yeah, these interesting sort of stalemate situations is really interesting because it's much less incentive for either player to attack. Like, why would you want to attack when just by defending you can sort of guarantee a draw? And oh, never mind. So the Primo 9 is attacking, going for a BFB attack. And Ryan had a lot of money saved up. Wow, he had tons of money saved up. So he's gonna get this, and oh, he's going for pink rush as well. So he's going for everything rush, but Ryan defends that very, very well. The balloons don't even get close to getting past, actually. So that was quite a cute little attack, a camo and BFB attack. He was probably trying to overwhelm Ryan's mortar, but I guess Ryan's mortar positioning is just too good. Able to defend both against those Rigo pinks and the natural camo, so not the Rigo pinks, the camo pinks and the natural camo rainbows and any other balloons that also happen to be passing by. So now that the Primo 9 has wasted quite a bit of money on that BFB, the question is Ryan going to launch a counter attack? Because the Primo 9 has lost like quite a bit of money, at least 2,500 for that BFB, and probably quite a bit more from that camo pink rush as well. But as time gets further and further down the line, this counter attack by Ryan is not going to be as effective. It seems like Ryan is probably not going to do the counter attack, because if he was, I felt like he should have done it. He should have done it already. Sorry guys, I just had lunch, so had a bit of gas build up from that. Alright guys, so lots and lots of defense for both players, but at the same time probably lots and lots of economy. I really would like to see the economy of both players, but until Ninja Kiwi somehow, you know, designs an observer mode where we can see the income of both players, I feel like it's probably best to keep it like this and just show the towers and just show the income sort of indirectly. You can sort of see when these guys are sending income. So if you're good at the game, you can actually sort of figure out approximately what income they're at right now. For example, right now I would guess that Ryan is probably between 1,000 and 1,200 probably, and the Primo 9, having just sent all those pink balloons, is probably more at 1,500. I would say about 1,500. So slightly different strategy between these guys. Ryan playing a little bit safer, or maybe he's just saving up for a rush. I don't know. He's definitely saving a lot of money though. He hasn't seen income balloons for a long time. Whereas look at this, Primo 9 just continuing to send income balloons. So this double natural Moab shouldn't do anything. Boom, boom, boom. Easy to defend for both players. Yep, there it is. And yeah, as the games get later and later, okay, so now Ryan starts to send some income balloons. So it looks like he was just saving up for maybe for ground zero, I guess. That's probably what he was mostly doing, just saving up for ground zero. But now that he sees that the Primo 9 has no interest in attacking whatsoever, he's going to turn all of that extra money into pink income balloons. And oh, this is getting a bit dangerous. This is, whoa, that was somewhat dangerous. That was getting kind of towards the end there. And now Ryan also gets his mortar up to a 2-4, which means that he's completely safe versus the round 31 fast pink camos. Yeah, so now I'm very, very confident that neither guy is going to be able to kill each other, even cause each other to lose one life, just because by now both players have so much money they can easily get a ground zero if they want to. And I'm very sure, probably like 99% sure, that both players have a ground zero as their fourth tower. I think there's some good arguments to ending King of the Hill a bit sooner. So instead of round 38, maybe we should end it on round 30 or round 28, 25, around 30 maybe, because I often find that there's not really any good rushes you can do at this point in the game. Like, you can afford a ground zero, you can probably afford like 5 ground zeros, maybe even 10 ground zeros. You know, what possible attack can you send to beat that? Well, there it is, you can't. The ground zeros are just too powerful. And yeah, we could ban ground zeros, but then again, we do have that lag problem if we ban ground zeros. So, very difficult situation to be in. And now that this natural BFB should be pretty easy to pop. There's a couple more Moai Ballers should do the job. And Ryan Zhu is saying, call it a draw? So I think Ryan understands that continuing on to play is pointless, and the Prime 9 agrees. So both players agreeing to a draw for this 4th game. GG from both sides. Yep, here it is. GG. Good game before. Both players getting to round 30, whatever. But yeah, getting to late rounds with full lives and therefore agreeing to draw because nobody could kill each other. Alright, let's go to game 5 to see if the Prime 9 will take out this series. Alrighty, we're here in game number 5, and the Prime 9 has chosen Yin Yang as the 5th map. I don't know if I remember this correctly, but I actually think this is the first time we've ever seen Yin Yang and King of the Hill. Is this true? Ryan's going for a tech shooter strategy, whereas the Prime 9 going for a Boomerang strategy. So tech shooter strategy versus Boomerang strategy on Yin Yang. I honestly can't remember if I've ever seen Yin Yang on King of the Hill. I just have no memories of commentating this whatsoever. So I'm pretty sure this is actually our first time seeing Yin Yang. This is pretty cool. Yin Yang is a pretty crazy map actually. The main reason it's so crazy is that it's terrible for boomerangs. There's not really any good spots for a boomerang, and that's why you're seeing the Prime 9. Well, no, it's not why. so Prime 9 is obviously going to try prove me wrong here, using a boomerang on this map, and whereas Ryan Zhu going for that tech shooter. And Ryan Zhu getting a 2nd tech shooter up just to be completely safe so that he doesn't lose any lives. But yeah, usually it's really hard for boomerangs to stop blacks. I've tried it and it doesn't really work too well. And see, when you put your boomerang on first, as he has here, they just hook the wrong way. You know, they don't hook into the balloons. They go with the balloons. And anytime you go with the balloons, it makes blacks really effective because it means it's actually quite hard to hit the black sometimes. So Ryan going for a pink rush to attack right away, and the Prime 9 already having to spend more money on defense. So look at this. Already getting a lot of money on defense just because of this little pink rush, and now Ryan is obviously going to go back to blue economy balloons. And this has completely stopped the economy of the Prime 9. The Prime 9 says, I have no idea what I'm doing. That is pretty funny. Why would, I don't know. And now, oh my gosh, now he's going to farm economy. So this is a crazy mix-up by him. So now actually no lives lost is not as important, because now with the farm economy it probably means that the Prime 9 does not have ground zeros. Those boomerangs are completely random. So I guess he's just not used to trying to go for no lives lost on Yin Yang before, and normally you wouldn't need to care about losing a couple of lives. But yeah, with King of the Hill, no lives lost is really important, and so he's just not very familiar with using a couple of extra boomerangs, and it's just completely changed up the economy outlook of his play. And I think choosing Yin Yang might have been the wrong choice here. Okay, so here's the black rush that Ryan is going for. You can see here, these balloons are completely not getting stopped at all. And now, when they're on the way back, what's he going to do? So far, actually, he's doing a pretty good job of stopping them. Oh, actually, maybe it's not too bad. Maybe a couple of balloons get through, or maybe not. I feel like the Prime 9 should definitely attack with some greens or blacks or something. So actually, that was a very good defense with the Boomer, 2-3 Boomer, and the 2-0 Boomer, and the 0-0 Boomer. It was enough to defend against any blacks. And now this big yellow rush by the Prime 9. Oh, Ryan is going to lose some lives here. Losing quite a few lives, losing lots of lives. Down to 140. Whoa, that's a huge damage for Ryan. And that's mainly because Ryan didn't save up enough money for that cluster bomb on round 8. Down to 123 lives now. And but at the same time though, the Primo 9, you know, he didn't kill Ryan, and he had to use up one farm in that rush. So it wasn't a very effective use of his economy, in my opinion. Of course, he did get economy out of those yellow balloons, so it wasn't a complete waste. But now the Primo 9 is getting this really interesting spot where he's doing half farm economy, half balloons economy. And Ryan's here 6 stalling indeed. So that's one of the things about Yin Yang, is that it can be a small map and it can be a big map. It just depends on how much stalling you can do. And if you can stall it perfectly, where like you have one red balloon going through, or maybe a couple of balloons like this, the rounds actually go for really long. So Ryan Zhu going for the village for his camera detection, whereas the Primo 9 going for the mortar. On this map, the mortar is pretty weak to camos. I think if you do a camo rush, you can definitely get some lives lost, but not. It's still okay. You're not going to make your opponent die, but you can make him lose quite a few lives. Let's see if Ryan goes for any camo pink rushes here. So no, he doesn't want to go for the camo pink rush. And Ryan is going to use obviously the Blade Maelstrom as the Rainbow defense. Is the Primo 9 going to go do a Rainbow rush? Deciding not to go and sell his farms for a huge Rainbow rush. And probably just as well, as the Blade Maelstrom that Ryan has is a great defense against the Rainbow rush that the Primo 9 can send. Oh my god, my throat is getting so dry. Don't worry guys, I will endure. I will endure and commentate for you guys. Okay, so we're getting to round 15 now. The Primo 9 definitely has enough defense up versus Ceramics, but Ryan does not have enough defense. Oh, okay, now with his 4-2 bomb tower, I think he definitely has enough. And it also has this other 3-2 bomb tower as support. Oh, but some more balloons are getting through. So Ryan is continuing to lose lives. And this ceramic, oh, this ceramic's coming through. Might be pretty dangerous. Okay, no, so Ryan definitely has enough defense up now. And Ryan has just sold his bomb tower. Okay, so he's getting ready for that, to get the Moab Maulers for round 18s. And in the meantime, Ryan's just getting a bit more economy with these pink balloons. And so this is, I'm still finding this half farm economy, half balloons economy of the Primo 9 is very hilarious. Seems like he's pretty undecided on which way he should go. And I think that was just a very lack of preparation by him at the very start of the series. Completely not being sure about what he should do on Yin Yang. I mean, he is ahead now, but you know, the one thing he lacks is ground zero. He doesn't have ground zero, and without it, it might be very hard for him to survive in the late game. So round 18 is here. Is anyone going to send in Moabs? No Moabs by either player. It looks like Ryan is getting quite prepared for any rushes that could come his way. And despite the fact that Ryan is down to 98 lives versus the opponent's 150, the fact that Primo 9 doesn't have ground zeros means that lives aren't as important anymore. I'm pretty sure a Oh My God attack on like round 35, round 34, especially when you can have like lots of economy up, like you can send like maybe 5 or 6 Oh My Gods together. It's so hard to defend with just bomb towers, ricochets, and mortars. Okay, so round 20 is here. This is a big rush round as per usual. BFVs can be sent, group Moabs can be sent. It's just a really strong rush round. But neither player sending any rushes. Oh, never mind. So the Primo 9 is going to risk it all. He doesn't want to go for defense, and instead he wants to go for a big attack to kill Ryan Zhu. So Ryan getting 5 Moab Maulers up, and oh my gosh, boom bada boom. It looks like this defense might be enough. Oh my gosh, that attack did absolutely nothing. That was just completely destroyed by Ryan. And yeah, Ryan managed to save up enough money for that defense. And I think the Primo 9 knows that he's lost, because I think having sent that BFB and having sold his farms, he just has no more money left. Just absolutely no money whatsoever. And now he's probably got like only 400, 500, 600 economy, which is nothing compared to Ryan's probably like 600, 700, 800 economy. And eventually he's just not going to have enough economy, not to mention that not the right towers to be able to defend versus Oh My God that Ryan can send a bit later. So Ryan's just going to get a bit more economy, and yeah, I think this is the right strategy. Is just keep playing safe, keep defending, and Ryan says surrender. So it seems like, and whoa, what's this? The Prime Knight just sold all of his towers. Oh, he sold all his towers for a huge group Moab attack. Prime Knight pretty much knows that this attack is not going to do anything. Ryan goes for the regrow ceramic attack, and that's enough to get Prime Knight to lose. GG. And oh my god, I just realized what just happened. Oh my god, we just played 5 games. We just played all 5 games in the best of 5, and it's 2-2. The score is 2-2. 2 to Ryan and 2 to the Prime Knight. The Prime Knight quickly getting off to a 2-0 lead with those big farm rushes on the first and second map, but then Ryan slowly crawling his way back. First winning that game on Plutonium Mines with that quick 3 lives lost in the very beginning by the Prime Knight, and then draw on Rally, but then Ryan Zhu able to win this 5th match, and now we go to a tiebreaker. Oh my god guys, this is the first ever tiebreaker in King of the Hill. So what happens in tiebreaker, guys, is that the 2 players alternate map picking until one player obviously wins a game, and whoever wins that game wins the whole series. And another rule was that we can't repeat the maps until all the maps have been played. So at the moment there's only 2 more maps to choose from. There's only Park and Hydro Dam. And there might be that desert map as well if these guys are playing with a new patch. I'm not too sure when this was played. But because the Prime 9 loses that match, he gets to choose which map to use in this next map in the tiebreaker. Let's go and see who can take it out. Alright guys, are you ready for the tiebreaker? The Prime 9 has chosen Park as the last map. Well, not the last map, this is the first map, you could say, of the tiebreaker. Here are the choices of Park and Hydro Dam. He didn't want to face Ryan on Hydro Dam. Obviously very, very scared of Ryan's farm and Hydro Dam strategy. So instead they're going to play on Park. And both of them starting off with a Boomerang opener. So very, very similar strategies from both sides, I think we'll see out of these guys. Just going for the standard safe Boomerang opener. The strategy they're both mostly familiar with. And Ryan says huge blunder to pick farms on Yin Yang. So yeah, that was definitely a huge blunder. You basically can only pick farms to go for big farm rushes, and instead Prime 919 was just completely confused about what he should do, and just going for a very average middle of the road strategy. Going for some farm economy, some not farms, and it's just a mess, to be honest. But that brings us to a very, very exciting tiebreaker match here on Park. And both these guys going Boomerang and Bomb Tower so far. So Park is actually quite a sort of like a reasonably long map. It's not as long as Rally and Plutonium Mines, but it's still very, very long. And so there's very, very good chance we see another draw on this map, which means that we'll go to the deciding match on Hydro Dam. Holy cow, this is gonna be one hell of a long series. If we go to another, if we go to a 7th match, holy gosh, this is a 6th match already. So both these guys trying to play completely safe, that doesn't want to lose any linear lives. This is another big map, so it's very, very similar concepts to Rally and Plutonium Mines. Don't lose any lives. If you lose a single life, then it's pretty much GG for you, which is why the Prime 9 is going for this pink rush here. And I think Ryan might be okay versus those pinks. Okay, so Prime 9 has given up with that pink rush. Not going to do any damage versus Ryan. And oh no, he's going to keep at it. He's going to do pink and blue rushing, and that's forced Ryan to get that 0-0 Boomerang up just for a little bit extra defense, and that just by itself was enough damage really to Ryan. That caused quite a bit of damage. It means that Ryan can't get quite as much as economy as he likes to. Forced to spend money on that 0-0 Boomerang just to be completely safe. And now Ryan was also going for a pink rush. And okay, so this pink rush is now forced to Prime 9 to get his own 0-0 Boomerang up to be completely safe. But Prime 9 probably still in a little bit of a lead because Ryan Zhu had to get that Boomerang up a little bit earlier. And now Ryan getting some more 0-0 Boomerangs up to be completely safe versus Blacks on round 6. And at the same time, Prime 9 is also getting some more Boomerangs up to be completely safe. And now Ryan is going for a huge black rush here. Whereas Prime 9 is going for blue economy balloons. Really, really interesting. We should go for green economy balloons, I think, but goes to blue as well. Blue's okay, actually. Blue's probably a little bit better actually than greens, as long as you can spend all of your money. So far these black balloons are not doing any damage, and Ryan goes back to green economy balloons because of that. So the Prime 9 getting plenty enough defense for that, and yeah, both guys still 150 lives, and now Prime 9 with that ricochet is going to be completely safe versus any sort of rush Ryan can do. And then Ryan doing a different strategy. He's going to use the mortar as his popping power for those Rigo yellow attacks, and the Prime 9 is going to try to exploit this with this Rigo black rush, and it might actually do some damage. Oh, so Ryan thinks that this could definitely do some damage. He's going to put down some extra boomerangs. So this is definitely costing Ryan, but remember guys, this attack is also costing the Prime 9. It's not letting him get the full economy he wants to get. And now going Rigo whites, and this has forced Ryan to get 300 boomers up just to be completely safe. But at the same time, that attack did cost the Prime 9, so it's kind of hard to tell who that attack cost more. And now Ryan sells his 0-0 boomerangs, feeling that he no longer needs them. And Ryan getting his camo detection up for round 12. And yep, okay, so both guys still 150 lives. And oh, so Ryan's going for a spaced camo pink rush. And where's this mortar? Oh, I see some camo pinks getting through. Okay, there it is, the lives lost by Prime 9. This could be it, guys. Ryan thinks he's got the victory. He says yes. And how is the Prime 9 going to respond to this? He's not doing anything so far. This might be it, guys. I think that Ryan might take this game. He is... the Prime 9 sells everything for Rainbow Rush. Ryan getting that bomb tower and ricochet up as defense. So getting more bomb towers and ricochet is an interesting defense against the Rainbow Rush. And oh, Ryan was forced to sell the mortar. And now that he's on the mortar, the Prime 9 is going for a huge camo pink rush. And Ryan Zhu cannot get his mortar back up in time. That's it, guys. GG. The Prime 9 takes it down. Oh my god, that last attack was amazing. I think the Prime 9 actually did it on purpose. He deliberately did a not 100% power Rainbow Rush so that Ryan would sell his mortar. And then he instantly followed up with that camo pink rush. Holy cow. That was awesome, guys. What an awesome attack by the Prime 9. And that was basically his only way to come back in the game, I think. He was already down on lives, and Ryan Zhu was very good at playing defensively. And he actually defended very well. He defended perfectly against that Rainbow Rush. But then, that follow-up camo pink rush sealed the nail in the coffin for Ryan. Ryan just did not react fast enough. He saw it, and he tried to get that mortar up in time, but he couldn't. And so that's it. Ryan loses, which means the Primal 191 wins. He wins 3-2 with one draw. What a crazy series. Such an epic series, such an epic battle between these guys. And the Primal 9 does get his revenge against Ryan Zhu. Remember in the second or third episode of King of the Hill, Ryan Zhu beat the Primal 9 with his Ice Storm. But now without Ice Storming, they have become a lot more evenly matched. And what an evenly matched game this was, guys. The Primal 9 taking a quick 2-0 on those small maps, but then Ryan Zhu making an epic comeback on those big maps and making it down to the tiebreaker matches. And Ryan Zhu getting off with a great start, getting that camo pink through, getting a huge lead, but then the Primal 9 making a huge comeback, going all in with the Rainbow Rush and the camo pinks, and that was just enough to defeat Ryan. I think literally those last few balloons caused Ryan to lose those last few lives until Ryan Zhu got to 0 lives. Holy maloli, holy cow, that was an epic series, guys. Congratulations to Primal 9, he is a nobleman. Thanks so much for watching, guys. My name is SmokeyBloons. See you next time.